There is air pollution that's caused by nature. Pine trees and oak trees, for instance, put out volatile organic compounds. Volatile organic compounds, when they combine in the presence of strong sunlight with nitrogen oxides, like from emissions from car tailpipes and smokestacks, cause ozone. So there are natural sources of pollution. When a volcano erupts, that's a natural source of pollution. Not welcome, but it's a source of pollution. But the ones that we're talking about and the ones that we can do something about are the man-made kinds of pollution. And again, because we really have to worry about only two pollutants here, ozone and particulate matter. For ozone, the causes are tailpipe emissions from cars and other forms of combustion, plus volatile organic compounds, which are things like gasoline fumes and paint fumes, that sort of thing. When those combine, there's a chemical reaction that's started by strong sunlight, which is why ozone's a summertime pollutant. And this complex chemical reaction ends up with ozone. Reason ozone's a problem for sensitive groups like the elderly and people with asthma and active children and adults is because it's a 3 oxygen molecule. So you've got your 2 regular oxygen molecules and they are bound together, going steady really well. And then you've got this 3rd oxygen molecule on the top, and it's not as well connected, and it wants to fly up and find its own partner. Well, it'll fly off and react with anything that it can react with, including your nasal membranes, your throat lining, your eyes. So that's why, and your lung tissue. So that's why it's a problem for sensitive groups at higher concentrations, is because it really does want to have a chemical reaction with you. Now with particulate matter, it's a little bit more complicated. Particulate matter can come from hundreds of different sources. It can be from agricultural dust. It can be from soot from diesel exhaust. It can be smoke from campfires. fires. It can be caused by chemical reactions between the VOCs and the sulfur dioxides and the nitrogen oxides that are put off from the power plants and the industries and the car and tailpipes. So it can be hundreds of different causes. It can happen any time of the year. And the main issue with particulates is that those very fine particulates will get far down in your lungs where they're not easily expelled. Makes your lungs work harder. You know, it's harder for people with COPD and asthma and emphysema to breathe. Can even trigger heart attacks, you know, at high levels. So it's a little bit more complicated, a lot more different causes, and it's not as easy to predict. Fortunately, we've been doing really pretty well as far as not having to call particulate alerts. We didn't have to call one at all in 2012, and so far this year we're doing okay.